Our region's business is sponsored by PNC for the achiever in you. Our region's business. Innovation, transformation, momentum. Improving our communities and driving technologies that will shape our region for generations. The collaboration that brings vitality, prosperity, and life to living. Stay with us for the coming half hour as we examine in depth our region's business. Now, here's your host, Bill Flanagan.
Today on Our Region's Business, a new look for Pittsburgh's namesake magazine and putting some management and labor muscle behind the treatment of muscular dystrophy. But first, a company in the waste management business sets out to become less wasteful itself. Waste Management is rolling out natural gas fueling stations in our region. The cleaner burning gas can help to reduce pollution from diesel engines and help to make a local market for our region's abundant supply of natural gas from the Marcellus Shale, helping to keep the economic benefits of that closer to home. Brian Holtz is Group Fleet Director East for Waste Management. Welcome. Good to see you.
Good morning.
So it sounds like Waste Management really has a national commitment to do more with natural gas vehicles. Tell me about that.
That's correct. We currently run a fleet of about 32,000 vehicles, collection and support vehicles in the company.
32,000 vehicles.
32,000.
That's a big fleet.
It is a big fleet. Of those 32,000, we have about 18,000 Class 8 vehicles or heavy-duty trucks. And we are in the process in converting that particular part of the fleet over to compressed natural gas.
Okay, and what's driving that, the rationale behind it?
Really, the biggest driver behind it is reducing our greenhouse gas emissions and reducing emissions overall. And then there's also the economic benefit as well.
Okay, so the natural gas burns cleaner than the diesel does?
That's correct. We can, we can replace about 8,000 gallons per truck per year of diesel fuel, which reduces our NOx and carbon monoxide down substantially.
Okay. Is there an economic argument for it as well? I mean, we hear the price of natural gas has been pretty low lately.
Absolutely. Our retail stations right now are selling a diesel equivalent gallon, is the way we measure it, is a diesel equivalent or gasoline equivalent gallon of gas for about $1.99.
$1.99? So, and diesel's what, around $4 these days,
Pretty
right?
close to $4, yes.
Okay, so that helps the payback time once you get, because there's a capital investment involved in building one of these fueling stations.
Absolutely. The projects are pretty capital intensive. But depending on the number of trucks you have at a location, that changes the time frame on the payback, but it can pay back pretty quickly.
And so the first facility here in our region is in Washington County in Pennsylvania, right?
That's correct.
And why did you select Washington out of the gate?
Well, Washington County was one of our larger fleets. They run about 80 trucks out of that location. And one of the things we look for when we go out to build these stations, obviously, is our larger fleets. With that fleet being 80 trucks, it just made perfect sense. We have a landfill there. We had space there. And the county was good to work with on the permitting process. So it just made perfect sense to open a facility there.
Well, interesting as well, given all the activity around the Marcellus Shale drilling and exploration and everything in Washington County. There were some synergies there as well. You've been up and running for how long there?
Well, we hosted the grand opening on November 17th. We had some issues in the startup, so we are just now pumping gas this week as we speak.
Oh, okay. So really brand new in terms of being able to do it.
Yes.
Yeah. And you anticipate rolling it out over time in other counties or in other operations here in our region?
Absolutely. On the Washington operation, we started with 25 brand new trucks when we opened the facility, and by the end of the first quarter of this year, we will have about 40 trucks in there, which represents 50% of that fleet. Within my group in the eastern region, in 2011, we actually put in about 115 CNG vehicles in the east in the past year, and we anticipate putting in another 200 in 2012, now, just in the east.
And the east region means what to Waste Management?
Basically, my area is from the tip of Maine down to the Carolinas.
Okay, so yeah, that is the eastern United States as a whole. Now you're saying these are new trucks. You're not doing conversions of your old trucks?
Not at this point. As we open the stations, we are the model kind of works well with putting in new equipment right from the get-go. And we try to target 20 to 25 trucks at startup. But there's some plans down the road that we will be converting existing diesel technology to natural gas.
But you have some natural attrition in the fleet, so is that how you manage deciding as you're buying new trucks, you're weighting
That's
them toward
correct.
the natural gas?
These would be replacement trucks. So our replacement strategy has gone from a diesel strategy to a natural gas strategy.
So can a natural gas powered truck climb the hills that we have around here as well as a diesel powered truck?
Yeah, the torque and horsepower is a little less than a diesel, but for what we're doing in our application, they seem to work well.
Okay, very good. Well, it's exciting to see. It's great. It's a good use of a natural resource we have right here in our region, and kinder to the environment as well. Brian Holtz from Waste Management. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And next up, Pittsburgh Magazine gets a makeover as it honors the Pittsburgher of the Year, who's pretty much made over Pittsburgh himself. Stay with us.